Hey, welcome back to the channel. I've just been looking at the Strava for the end of year 2023, and it's really interesting to see that they've released their report. And one of the details on that, which showed the most popular shoe, and I wasn't. This was to no surprise to me. It was basically they're saying that the Clifton range, which is Hocker's Cliftons, are the most popular shoe of 2023, and they're the fastest growing ones since 2022. So I just wanted to give my 10 reasons why I think that they're hitting the nail on the head perfectly with this shoe. And so yeah, I'm just going to run through that quickly. I've been using this shoe probably I think I've had about 6 pairs now, and each one has basically served me well. And so they're a great shoe for daily miles. So yeah, 10 reasons why I think the Clifton range is spot on. So the first one I think is comfort, cushioning, and basically they're plush and give your feet a really good, decent amount of protection. And sometimes when you want to go out for a run, you might not be feeling it, and you just want something that's going to make the miles as easy as they possibly can be, and just not beat your feet up at all, but still, manage to sort of get you through and leave your feet in a nice state at the end of it. So yeah, number one is comfort and cushioning. Number two, basically, is price, because there's lots of cheap deals, especially if you go back on the previous version. Now I'm currently on version Clifton 8 I use, and I chose a colorway which is quite tame, but yeah, and it's not very offensive colorway. So I'm on the 8 range, but the latest ones are Clifton 9, so you pick up the 8s for really cheap price now. So yeah, the price, they think they've got it really good. I think they're about 130 something, 140 for the new ones, but you can get them really, really cheap for their generation before. So yeah, the first one's comfort, the second one's price. Third one is there's a big variety of colours, the colourways, and also they do variety in things like a wider version, which is, because I've got quite wide feet, I usually go for the wide version, which is 2E width. Also, they do a Gore-Tex version as well. Now, I haven't done the Gore-Tex one yet, but generally I go for the wide version, which is always nice to have that option of the standard width versus the wide width. So there's variety as well. There's also the weight. Now, you don't want something that's too heavy, and ideally you want to go as light as possible, but there's a good balance there, especially for daily trainers. Now, my UK 9s in a wide fit come in at about 270 grams, which is fine. You don't really feel it on your feet, so the weight's a really good factor. You want to stay as far away from 300 grams as possible, but yeah, 270 is acceptable for sort of daily miles. Number 5 are coming in at looks, because basically there's such a vast array of different colorways that you can wear them socially. Generally, if the colorway is right, and maybe once they're retired, you've done like 500 miles or whatever in them, and they've lost their pop in the cushioning of the midsole, you might just want to wear them socially for picking up the kids from school or whatever. So due to the large range of colors, yeah, they look pretty good. I mean, they're pretty unoffensive. Nice trendy colors, I think. Number 6 is durability. Now, I've had so many pairs of these, and literally all of them have gone beyond the 500-mile mark. And even when you go beyond that, generally I've found that it's just that sort of loss of pop in the sort of midsole, which you sort of notice because it gets a bit too mushy, sort of. So yeah, durability and consistency. I mean, I've consistently gone way over 500 miles with those, which is fantastic. You know, on roads, that's a good mileage, especially for the price. So the cost per mile is pretty damn good. The grip on these things, I mean, they're basically meant for road shoes. So grip's coming in at number 7. So because these have got, you know, a good few hundred miles in, but you can also, they're not totally flat like some road shoes, like some of the Adidas range. So they do get a pretty good grip, definitely obviously on road, but also you can wear them for other areas like hard packed trails and tracks and things like that. So it gives an extra bit of versatility when you might want to be doing road to trail during the sort of summer months when you've got a good surface under your feet. So that adds a bit more variety. Coming in at number 8, basically, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. So there's all these manufacturers that sometimes make big changes between generations of shoes. Now, I think Hoka realised that this shoe it ticks so many boxes, and each time they go generation to generation, it's a very similar feel. It's a specific sort of Clifton feel that you kind of get from the shoe. And they don't make massive changes, which is great. I mean, it's great to have a range of shoes that do that, so it brings in the sort of bread and butter money coming into their company. But and so I think they've hit the nail on the head there. They basically keep consistency, so the usual runners who buy these shoes for their maybe daily miles or whatever will just continue, and it's great. Number 9, I've come in at brand trust. I mean, this is generally looking at Hoka as a company. I mean, now I think that the build quality, the fashion, everything, and you end up by getting a brand sort of trust, and it's something that can take years and years for the users to actually sort of develop this psychology of trust with a brand. But I've definitely got that with Hoka. And so having the Clifton there is it's a great shoe for them to have in their sort of their arsenal of different running shoes. And a lot of that is based around looks and build quality and consistency and durability and mileage, all that sort of stuff put together over the years, which takes time. And the last one is the Ride. I mean, basically, it's not fast. It's not a fast shoe. I wouldn't wear it for racing unless it was like a crazy long race where it's more about protection of your legs. It's not fast, but it's not slow either. I mean, if you want to pick up the pace, you can go into the sort of steady range of sort of effort and still manage to hit some of the paces that you might be wanting to go when you want to pick up the pace. So it's a sort of middle of the range, but it's great for daily miles and training. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're running if you're a good runner and you like to do it very regularly, then daily miles end up by taking up most of your mileage throughout Strava. And I can really see how this shoe, the Clifton, which is so popular, and how it's really picking up from last year to this year and the year before. And yeah, so if you want to get a pair, you can always go to somewhere like Sports Shoes with it, and even if you've got a 15% code or 10% code, you can get some bargains from the previous generations. So yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, have a good day. Bye.